It looks like untouched nature. But actually, a lot of hard work has gone into these mudflats on the part of Essex County nature conservationists. Like Chris Tyle. If he had his way, the entire Essex coastline would be reclaimed for nature. The wetlands provide nesting grounds for many bird species. They also help prevent flooding along the coast.
The mudflat is an amazingly productive habitat. It's got the calorific value of a Mars bar in 1 square metre. So it's actually more productive than the farmland behind us.
Earlier generations on Wallasey Island reclaimed this farmland from the ocean. Now bird conservationists want to undo that and turn it back into mudflats and salt marshes.
This is going to be new coastal grazing marsh. We've lost about 32% of our coastal grazing marsh since 1932, so it's important to put that back. But then there'll be a seawall, and beyond that will be our new intertidal habitat. So over 600 hectares of new salt marsh, mudflat and saline lagoons.
The farmland will need to be flooded with seawater, but first it needs to be covered with a layer of soil. To withstand the tides, the land has to be at exactly the right level. Right now, though, the next delivery has been delayed. The hauling machine is out of service. Eventually, several million tons of soil will be needed to cover 670 hectares of farmland. When it's done, it will be a paradise for birds and for nature lovers. But where will they get so much soil? The answer is here, right in central London. As part of the Crossrail project, new railway tunnels are being dug in various locations, and 10 new commuter rail and metro stations are under construction. The soil is first cleaned and then transported by rail and ship to Essex. Colin Nichols is a tunnel engineer and project manager for a section of the new railway line. He's in charge of the Whitechapel station in East London.
Here we've got some London clay. It's been excavated out. As you can see behind me, there's a stockpile that we just temporarily put in the tunnel, and this is then moved out with dumpers to the muck skip in the pit bottom, taken up to the surface and then taken off to Wallasey Island.
The Whitechapel station is located 30 meters underneath the surface. Down here, the soil is very clean, but right now work has stalled. The air vents need to be repaired. It's just one of many surprises they've encountered. When they started digging, the workers found more than they'd bargained for.
They found medieval skulls and coins and Roman artifacts. They've had an awful lot of bodies that they've dug up over the years that were around London Wall. So they found bones that they need to be exhumed. I think it's something in the region of 400 bones and bodies have been found over that time.
Most Londoners have no idea what's happening down below them. Still, the entire city stands to benefit. The new rail lines will transport 200 million passengers a year and boost the city's rail capacity by 10%. The new railway and underground stations are also incorporating ecological standards. The Whitechapel station, for example, will have solar energy panels and a green roof. The City of London asked Crossrail to make sure the soil is used for projects that will benefit the public. Here in Essex, the London soil is more than welcome. Fortunately, the machines are also working again. The nature conservationists and the construction firms are working closely together. Chris Tyle is collaborating with Siobhan Wall, who is Crossrail's representative for the Wallasey Wetlands project. They're making sure the earth is spread at exactly the right level, and they're monitoring the soil quality.
Okay, we'll place the material. We've got all the water voles out of this area.
We've got to work with what is the natural material underneath central London, and that changes depending on the geology of where the tunnel is and where the new stations are. It's always a challenge, and some areas it's a surprise when we wait until we've dug it to find out what that material is.
Once the soil has been spread and the land flooded, it will take a few more years before plants and animals return to the new wetlands.
Wallasey Island was claimed from the sea 500 years ago. It was a superb mix of 5 separate salt marsh islands, and what we're trying to do here with Crossrail is bring that habitat back for the future generations to enjoy.
But it will take a few more years before peace and quiet returns to Wallasey Islands. The machines won't be leaving until 2019 at the earliest. But one day, the marsh birds will be nesting here on soil brought in from London.